If you are thinking of hiring an executive assistant and want to know the right way to go about it, then this video is for you. I have been an executive assistant for over 20 years and worked in many countries for very senior executives, and I have had to keep up with the demand of a very busy and at times stressful workload. As an executive assistant, I can assure you that no two jobs are the same. We need to be whatever our executive needs us to be. We need to be chameleons. In the past, I have been to many interviews, and do you know what? The same old interview questions come up time and time again, such as, describe a time you had to reschedule an entire meeting-packed day due to unforeseen circumstances. When you have many tasks to handle, how do you decide what to do first? How do you manage when you have several conflicting deadlines at once? Tell me about a time you were asked to do something far beyond your position description and responsibilities. How did you handle it? I don't know about you, but this sounds like a very normal day to me. We have been asked these questions and more so many times, and the answer to these questions usually comes down to good communication. But to be honest, a lot of times we Google good answers to interview questions and add our own spin on the answer. It works the other way also, because interviewers Google questions they should ask an applicant and what sort of answer they should receive. Let me tell you one thing. We have not only been through the scenarios you are asking us about time and time again, but because of our busy schedules, we have forgotten about the specifics because we don't sit down and think to ourselves, I'm going to write this scenario down because one day I may be asked about this at an interview. Interviews where 3 or more people are on the panel should not exist. Being interviewed by a panel feels like a power play. This setup makes applicants feel uncomfortable and it's outdated. It should be an equal playing field. How can you be yourself when you are bombarded with questions from everyone? Interviews should be more of a conversation instead of an interrogation. If you are after an EA, then you should have a conversation with that person to assess the type of personality they have. The conversation should be about topics they enjoy in their role and what they don't enjoy, with no judgment, because we all have things we don't enjoy in our job, no matter what we do. And it doesn't mean that because we don't like a task, we don't do it well. It should be about what type of personality the EA works well with and discuss the sort of personality the executive is looking for. It should be a back and forth conversation where the EA feels free to ask questions also throughout the whole conversation. It is so important that you both click at that interview, and that can only happen by conversation and not bombarding someone with questions. Do you know that most of the time we EAs have to downplay our achievement because it comes across as if we are boasting? And at interviews, when you tell the interviewer how you've managed to always meet deadlines, they don't believe you. A good EA is both an intrapreneur and an entrepreneur. And here's the definition according to Investopedia. An intrapreneur is an employee who is tasked with developing an innovative idea or project within the company. The intrapreneur may not face the outside risk or reap the outside rewards of an entrepreneur. However, the intrapreneur has access to the resources and capabilities of an established company. And an entrepreneur is an individual who creates and or invests in one or more businesses, bearing most of the risk and enjoying most of the rewards. The entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, services, and business or procedures. A lot of EAs have side hustles. This shouldn't be looked down on or be seen as a threat. It should be embraced and be a testament of the EA's capabilities. The EA should be trusted more with the business and work alongside the executive. The EA should be looked at as part of the leadership team. As I have stated earlier, I have lived and worked as an EA in many countries. I have also bought a business in a foreign country and have had 8 employees. It was up to me to do the marketing for the business, pay bills, as well as pay wages for my staff. And although a lot of EAs haven't done what I have done, they have had some experience of running a small business through either their own side hustle or through what they have had to do in their role as EA. A good EA is multifaceted and should not just be doing diary management and admin work. They should be trusted with more strategic tasks. The executive should be handing over some of their tasks to their EA to make the executive's tasks more manageable. The best jobs I have ever had have started with conversations at interviews. No Googled questions and no Googled answers and no power play by the interviewer or interviewers. As executive assistants, we do what it takes to make things happen, and we do it well. We may not know how to do a task that is given to us, but by the completion of the task, we have worked it out and it is usually completed on time. I hope this video has been helpful and it is something you implement in your interview process. If you are an executive or a recruiter or an executive assistant, in the comment section below, I would love to hear what you think of this video. Do you agree or disagree, and why? Please subscribe and like, and thanks for watching.